Welcome back, everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying the last few videos. I am actually quite surprised by the amount of views that I have received on the video where I unveiled the Wilson Audio XLF that you see before you right now. Before I go on, guys, please subscribe, hit that like button. It really means a lot to me. Anyway, so this is the new speaker that you guys have seen. Okay, I know some of you guys love the color. I personally did not like it when I first saw it on pictures. But if I were to be sincere now, under the lights, I mean, guys, it is a stunning color. Personally, I like it now. It's grown on me. Granted, I understand some of you guys would never put this product in the living room simply because it's too loud of a color, and I understand that. But I really don't mind it, and that's one of the beautiful things about having a room where you can put any kind of combination, as you can see, okay, of components that you like, so it doesn't make a difference. But anyway, that said, let me talk a little bit about the Wilson Audio XLF. So if you know anything about my channel, I have owned Sasha 2s, Alexia 1s, Alexia 2s, Sasha DAWs, Wilson Audio Alex, and now the Wilson Audio XLF, Alexandria XLF. This speaker is the third iteration of the Alexandria series. The X1 being generation 1, then they did the X2, S2, and then now we have the Alexandria XLF, which is the last version that Dave Wilson created. And I believe this was also made at the same time that the Alexia one was designed. So after this speaker, the Wham released as well. And then, of course, we have now Daryl in charge of sailing this ship with Wilson Audio. And I really think he's done a spectacular job. The only speaker, I've owned actually two of his designs, one of them being the Alex and the second design being the DAW. Sasha. But I can tell you that when it comes to the XLF, guys, the XLF, in my opinion, has completely taught me things that I didn't think were possible in my room. One of those things being, guys, a huge speaker, guys. I mean, it is taller than me, and I am about 6 foot tall, 6'1". It is just taller than me, while, you know, when it's on the casters that you see there, okay? It's just super heavy, yet one of the biggest things that I was afraid of was essentially, is this speaker going to really fit in my room, sonically speaking, right? My room is 17 by 21, 22, and about 8-foot ceilings. So it's a pretty tall speaker, but I still got about another, I would say about 2.5 feet or about 2 feet or something like that above the speaker. You can see it right there. So I still got quite a bit of room above the speaker, right? It's not really close to the ceiling by any means. That was one of my biggest concerns with the XLF. I didn't know if it was going to interact well with my room. But let me tell you, after hearing it now for about 9 days, those fears, that particular fear has vanished. I'm not really concerned about that anymore. I think it has a lot to do, guys, with the adjustments that you can do. And I'm going to go over these because I don't think there are any videos about the XLF and all the possible adjustments that you can do on it. So let's go over some of those right now. Okay. So let's go around the speaker. As I mentioned, that's a 15-inch woofer, 15, 13, 7-inch, silk dome, 7-inch. Okay, and then you have another they call this super tweeter. So that's another silk dome tweeter. All right. So let's go over some of these. This is really cool. I like this a lot, guys. Oh my God, this is so heavy. I'm trying to do it with one arm so I can hold the camera for y'all. So here are some of the adjustments. Okay, hopefully you guys can see. Hopefully it's pretty self-explanatory. So here you got every single thing. Let me see. All right, I'm trying to just do this with a camera, but it's very, okay, I turned the light on for y'all. All right, so now you can see the adjustments, right? To the T. See, you have a chart which you're seeing right now on your screen. So Wilson tells you exactly where each module goes based on the listening distance. So you see that, right? All right, so every single mark here tells you this is where the tweeter needs to go. So you're given essentially, here's another view. This is for the top. As you can see, everything is marked. All right, so what that's doing essentially, guys, okay, so you get these spikes, right, that you see here. It's a particular length. And the length is determined also by a combination of the distance from the speaker to you, and also the distance from the floor to your ears. So that's what determines the spike length that you place. It's another spike, I'm trying to get it here. See, that's for the high frequency, and this is for the other, right here, I'm trying to get it here, right there. This is the other one for the other mid-range driver. All right, so that basically allows you to adjust every single one for time alignment. You can get as close as 9 feet based on the chart. Okay, so the speaker, you can be as close as 9 feet. That's pretty close for a speaker of this caliber, but it can accommodate you like that because of these adjustments, okay? So that's one cool thing. All right, if you're wondering what this is, so I am going to be the first one to tell you. This doesn't come with the Alex, by the way. These supports, they're not part of the Alex. What this is essentially is you insert it right here on the last part right there, on the last hole, and then let me try to get it there, and that goes right there. All right, so what that does essentially, it think of it as a bracing. Think of it as it keeps the wings, which come loose, by the way, as you can see on the picture. You have to be able to put those on top of the base module. Once you do that, what that allows you to do is to keep everything tight so that there is absolutely no resonance. This doesn't vibrate. Again, this is not something that comes with the Alex, because the wings of the Alex are built on top of the base module. Okay, here you can see this. You don't get this window. You don't get this opening here either on the Alex. That's not something that comes in there, but you can see there's a lot more going on in there. Okay, all right, so that you get. In addition to that, you got all these adjustments. Okay, all these resistors. Each one of them have a value. As you can see, that one, the value of that front tweeter level right now is 0.5, which is a standard for 0 decibels. And as you change that resistance, you can bump it up a few dBs, or you can actually lower the high frequency. So that's the front tweeter. Adjustments for the mid-range level, adjustments for the face of the mid-range if you want to do that. And then, of course, you got the woofer damping, and so forth. So you can see that. By the way, you can also, in case you want to look cool, oh, damn it. Well, this comes off. All right, I put that in myself. So that comes off. That door allows you to have access to all of that, and then you're able to see, what changes you may want to make. One of the biggest things, and this is the very first speaker that introduced this porting system, the Wilson Audio XLF, has the ability. Okay, so you're looking at the port right now. We have the ability to do what I'm doing right now. Okay, I just removed the plate. And now, behind here, you have the port. Okay, so we're going to remove this to show you guys what this is. I'm going to do it so you guys have an understanding of what happens here. All right. right, we're gonna remove this now. All right, there you go. All right, guys, so what do you have here? This is the port, the plug, if you will. This is how you plug it. So now you have an opening there. See that? So now that's your rear opening. If you want to do rear port, this is what you would do. So now all you got to do is go around the front and we begin to, I'm going to try to do this for you guys so you guys can see. Again, I'm doing this because some of you guys are not familiar with the speaker, so I figure let me just do it for the audience that doesn't know the flexibility of this monster. So we're doing that for those of you who want to see this. All right, so this brace comes off now. As you can see, that comes off. And now this thing gets inserted like this. So now it's just a matter of putting your nuts back in there. All your screws, I mean, all of them now need to go in there. You basically seal it with 6 of these, and then the plate that we had on the back gets mounted in here. So now, once you have sealed it, now you just put this on the front, on top to cover it. And now you just basically have rear ported the speaker. Cool, right? So now what that does is it allows you to have the flexibility to try to see which setup sounds best in your room. In my room, I personally have found that front firing is the way to go. Now, this does not mean that my situation is going to be the same as yours. You may have a room where the opposite is true. You have to try it and experiment. This is one thing that I have always liked, that I really, really liked about the Alex, and clearly I like it on the XLF, because oftentimes we don't have the perfect room with the perfect boundaries, the acoustic panels or the bass straps or just the right distance from the speaker. I think what this allows you to do is it allows you to fine tune the bass to your liking, and wherever you feel you get the best bass, the fullness, the meat on the bones, that's the port configuration you go for. Okay. As a matter of fact, I really, really like the way the Alexia 2 sounded here in terms of bass and slam. But keep in mind that the port system on the Alexia, the actual port, was approximately like around right here. So it's a little bit higher, and I think for my room, that was really, really good. I loved it. Another thing that I have done recently with my room to help with the presentation even more is I went ahead and I opened up this corner here, so now I'm not going to have anything. So now the subs, instead of being in there, now they're going to be right there. These subs are not playing with the speaker, by the way. So I just want to be clear. Every video you hear will be with the subs off. This is only for home theater, for my Marantz right there, and everything else I got going on here. So this doesn't turn on at all, unless I'm watching, you know, TV or whatnot on the projection screen. All right, so but that opening right there, pretty soon we're going to be putting bass straps that go almost to the top from Acoustics. I'm going to be using those, and then I'm going to move this panel elsewhere. Okay, so that panel, that bass strap is going to go somewhere else in the room, and right now, guys, I can tell you, it's really sounding incredible where they are. I mean, I really love, let me try to get a full view for you all. Right now, just to give you some context, I am about 11 feet away from them. And the distance between them, tweeter to tweeter, is approximately 10.5 feet. So almost an equilateral triangle. And I'm getting pretty solid bass. Let me see if I can get a view. Probably can't. I'm getting pretty solid bass. The bass is extremely solid. Let me see. There. Now you get an idea. All right. So right now the distance is, why don't we do that? Let me show you with the measuring tape. Let's just do this with the digital. Let's just do this. All right. I'm gonna try to do this with you guys. So let's look at some measurements. Why don't we do that? More or less. All right. So from the front of the speaker to the rear wall. So this is saying approximately, see if you guys can see this. All right, so it's about 6 feet 9 inches. Okay. So now let's look at from the center approximately. I'm going to try to just ballpark. That is to the side walls. It's almost 4 feet. 3 feet, 11 inches. Okay, so almost 4 feet. So you have an understanding more or less of how far out they are in the room. And I am seated again close to 11 feet. So they're pretty out in the middle of the room. And guys, it's incredible what I'm hearing. I must say, I am liking a lot of the spread of the sound, the sound stage, the mids. I am going to be trying different amplifiers just because that's what I do. But it really has me completely impressed and blown away by the flexibility of the speaker, the tuning that you can do to your liking. I mean, I don't have to buy other components to get more bass. Think about that. I can just change the port and see what really does it for me. I don't have to buy more cables if I want a little more high frequency. I can just go to the back and make those adjustments with different resistors. To me, that's really priceless with a speaker, okay? Don't have to spend more money to do those things. Now, of course, a speaker is gonna benefit from better cables and amplification like any other speaker, but I can tell you that you don't really have to. You can do so much more with the speaker before you venture into buying other electronics. But anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. Just wanted to give you a quick overview of the Wilson Audio Alexandria XLF. I hope you guys have liked the video, and if you like this video, please leave me the comment on the comment section below, because if you like this kind of video, I would be willing to give you a little more of this in the future with other components. Thank you for now. That's all I got. Please subscribe.